Hey everybody, Sam Kavaris in the Nimnicht Buick GMC Sports Update. So was it a statement game for the Jaguars? I didn't think so going in, but I think coming out it really is. And if it's a statement to anybody, it's to the players in the Jaguar locker room who were able to play in a primetime kind of atmosphere, a postseason atmosphere, a December game that meant something against a guy who's in the conversation to be the MVP, who's been part of 85% of his team's offense, against a defense that calls themselves the Legion of Boom, and against a team that perennially, at least for the last 10 years, has been a postseason contender. And they're still in the playoff hunt. So the Jaguars don't feel like that they get a lot of respect, and maybe that motivates some guys. I know Jalen Ramsey clearly needs somebody to talk like that. But in that locker room afterwards, you could tell that the Jaguars, who had plenty of guys who had bought into what was going on, all of a sudden are actually now becoming believers as to what can really get done. Blake Bortles has played, according to Malik Jackson, like Tom Brady the last couple of weeks, and he did throw some magnificent passes in the game against Seattle. The touchdown pass to Keelan Cole was beautiful. The touchdown pass that he threw to Dede Westbrook was a beautiful read and a beautiful throw. You know, those are the kinds of things that, as the offense progresses as the season goes on and the Jaguars defense stays consistent, which they were not in the game against Seattle, giving up the 2 long touchdowns, all of a sudden, as a full team, you really start thinking, okay, maybe they can do it. I mean, there were an awful lot of people in the stadium and also watching that expected Russell Wilson to win that game 31-30 when they got the ball back, and that when they blitzed on 4th down, that ball was going to come out of there and some guy in a white shirt was going to be running free and catch it and run for a touchdown. But that's not what happened, because even though our trust in the Jaguars is very fragile because of what we've seen in the last 5 years, they are beginning, as I said, to really believe that they are a competitive team no matter who they're playing or where they're playing. And with a defense like that and a running game like that, that travels very well. There's no question about that. So the Jaguars are not a team that I think a lot of teams want to face. They'll have the Texans coming in this week, and they should win that game. At this point, you're not supposed to lose to teams you're not supposed to lose to. And then the game in San Francisco is kind of intriguing because it may not matter whether the Jaguars win or not, because if the Texans keep pace, currently 1 game behind, the game at the end of the year will be the one that decides who wins the division and who potentially gets in as a wild card. Nonetheless, the Jaguars, for the first time since 2007, are going to have a winning season, and for the first time since 2010, are really in the thought process when it comes to postseason. Still got to get there, and I do think they have enough veteran leadership and a culture change affected by both Doug Marrone and Tom Coughlin that will allow them to continue to play at this level and see if they can get it done in the postseason as well. I'm Sam Kavaris, and that's the Nimnicht Buick GMC Sports Update.